The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in. Tuesday, September 23rd. Jason Moore, Mike Wright, Andy Holloway, the Fantasy Footballers, back with you. Waiver Day. Gonna get you ready. Week 4 is just a couple days away already. That's how the NFL works.
Chunk 1 is almost complete.
Chunk of the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are these quarters? Are these like 4 weeks chunks?
It's about. I mean, that's kind of how I still think about it. I know that we're no longer just 16 weeks of fantasy football, but
well, I mean, Trey Tucker helped me turn around the first chunk of the season for my dynasty
on
team.
Your way.
We've got a waiver episode today. We've got a Monday Night Football game for Jason to celebrate.
Oh, baby.
He needed Mark Andrews and David Montgomery to do more than Jahmyr Gibbs, and they did a lot more.
And Gibbs did a lot.
Yeah, Gibbs was a 20-point fantasy player and didn't really compare to the other two. I mean, Montgomery gained 151 yards on 12 carries, had 2 touchdowns, and then Mark Andrews after – like somebody needs to tell Mark Andrews when the season really starts because he's not really known what week that is the last 2 years. 6 for 91 and 2 tutties
and he's
for Mark Andrews after 1 point and 1 point.
What's crazy is, and I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, but he still wasn't good. Like, Mark Andrews was not good.
I don't agree with that at all.
He had a great fantasy game.
I thought he was great.
Based off of what?
He was great.
Based off of – so I'm watching him, of course, every route, every moment because my everything relies on him. He got the touchdown grab. That was great. He did the classic. I mean, that was, you know, when we brought it up on last Wednesday of like Mark Andrews is someone you could pick up and play because he's always involved around the goal line, and he is. That he's still great there. He'll box a guy out and get it. Pretty much everything else was – it felt like – I remember about halfway through the game, and I remember thinking, my goodness, on waiver day, they need Isaiah Likely. They need a field stretcher at this position, the way that Mark Andrews used to be. And he wasn't really that. Now, yes, he had a big, broken, garbage time, you know, huge touchdown at the end of the game. But that was like, you know, that was nice, good, stinky nasty time.
I think you might have been watching with a hypercritical eye to your matchup because he was constantly finding space in the zone. He caught 6 I mean, it wasn't just a couple end zone targets. He was 6 for 91. And the long touchdown you're talking about was 27 yards. So it's like he was free, wide open all the time. And obviously a part of the game plan, Zay Flowers got disappeared from the offense. They barely had the football. I mean, this was
wow, the Lions are so good.
This was such a limited amount of offensive snaps for the Ravens. So to me, Mark Andrews was hugely impressive. Derrick Henry got into the end zone, fumbled for the 3rd time.
Also, shout out to the Lions on it. A 4-down, full-on stop of the Baltimore Ravens. 3 carries for Derrick Henry, did not score, and then they play action and they strip sack Lamar Jackson.
I think Baltimore has always been considered a bully in the NFL, and the bigger bully showed up in Baltimore and took their lunch money. I mean, 7 sacks of Lamar completely dictated the game in every respect.
They did not let him run. They had a spy every play. They just said, you know, you're not beating us the way that you beat everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, and they were disciplined in their tackling. And then the bully part was this offensive line that was, are they going to be good this year without their key piece? They manhandled Baltimore. I mean, they ran for 224 yards, and their quarterback didn't do any of that.
Oh, yeah. 34 carries. They just kept handing the ball off. And that's what you have to do against Baltimore is you've got to, you know, possess the ball more than the Ravens.
Yeah, it was so impressive.
5 tutties for the Lions. Jared Goff, 1 touchdown.
So not everybody won their Monday Night Football matchup is what we're saying. Mike needed more from Jared Goff, but 2 to Monty, 2 to Gibbs. Amon-Ra did his thing, including that great 4th down. It's a good time to remind you to check out jointhefoot.com, our fantasy football community, because the ultimate dashboard comes equipped with a customized waiver wire tool each and every week for each and every league that you have. And it's an opportunity to jump in there, optimize your lineup each week, waiver wire tool, spot start tool, and on top of that, we have a bunch of premium in-season research tools. This is the time of year where the strength of schedule, the stream finder, all that stuff starts to activate. Because we've got some data.
It's morphin' time.
Exactly. So please join the community, support the podcast, jointhefoot.com, your chance to get over there and take a look at everything we have to offer. Let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
6 for 91 and 2 touchdowns, and Jason's here criticizing Mark.
Weird, man.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, you scored 54 points between these two guys. You're not satisfiable.
No, I'm not.
I don't know if that's a word.
Never be satisfied.
You scored the most points in our league of record, and you're whining.
Yeah, with a goose from CD.
I mean, grow up.
Never.
Tyrone Tracy is going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The Scat Man is back and breaking out.
Yeah, he did work this last week against a very, very difficult Chiefs team.
Yeah, Cam Scatterbo, impressive. It's also more impressive when you're doing it with kind of like a bad offensive situation. So he's kind of just forcing their hand. And then now Tyrone Tracy being out, it's just inevitable. You're going to get some dumb, what I call a dumb Singletary snap.
Yeah.
But it won't be better for the Giants.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's probably not in our news because it's still a low whisper. You got to put your ear to the ground. But we don't know for sure that it's Russ this weekend.
No, it could be. I mean, Jackson Dart it's happening at some point. I mean,
could it be lateral for the Giants? Maybe.
It's lateral with optimism.
I choose to believe that it will end up better in the long run.
Yeah,
I mean, Russ is like, I mean, winning with.
He threw it away on 4th down.
Winning with.
He threw it away on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down on a goal to go.
You have nothing to lose on 4th down. Oh no! I threw an interception in the end zone.
Unlimited. That was the wrong one.
I mean, he's
unlimited diarrhea. Unlimited.
Have we seen someone play their way out of the Hall of Fame?
Yes, Russell Wilson. I said this like 2 years ago.
I'm saying, like, genuinely, I'm like echoing it. Have we ever seen anything like this?
You guys know I started getting into sports cars with my son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been, you build your collection of cards, and a lot of it's like the stock market for players, right? I mean,
for sure.
If a player has a good week, all of a sudden Tucker Kraft's rookie starts to look really good.
CJ Stroud rookie card was looking pretty spicy 2 years ago.
100%. There's a lot of CJ Stroud on the market. People trying to get out. I was at a card show this weekend, and like Caleb, before he had the big game, I tried to sell a Caleb card, and they're like, "I ain't buying no Caleb."
Oh,
they were like,
"Regrets for that guy."
Like, the market ain't moving. All this to say, like, Russell Wilson was one of those players where it's like you come out, you win a Super Bowl, you go to another Super Bowl.
You put those cards in the vault.
Those are like, and now it's like, man.
Retire.
Yeah.
Retire right away.
Like, I don't want them. Like Russ.
That's so weird.
It's a sell. And they need to have some optimism in New York. You're 0-3 anyways.
I mean, Scatterbo.
As long as you can protect Jackson Dart and let him develop.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart and Scatterbo together?
That's
fun. I'll watch that game.
Good
it's fun.
Scatterbo is fun.
And Malik Neighbors?
That's
a cool
It's
trio.
a very nice core. If those 3 hit, and it looks like right now 2/3, it's too early to know for sure that Scatterbo's going to hit.
Thibodeau?
But Scatterbo is a guy who, we all loved coming into this year, and I think it's already been established he can do it in the NFL. Like,
you didn't trade him recently, did you?
Oh, I sure did. I traded him to you.
Oh, crap.
You didn't trade him recently, did you?
Oh, crap.
We both just recently got out of Camp Scatterbo.
We're trying to capitalize.
I'm talking about the team leader in carries for the Giants this last week, and the team leader in rushing yards, and the team leader in rushing touchdowns, and the team leader in targets, and the team leader in receptions, and the team leader in receiving yards, Cam Scadaboo, this last week.
And still they were like, "Yeah, Singletary, get out there."
Well, you got to
get some
snaps. I mean, ridiculous. But Tyrone Tracy missing 2 to 4 weeks. That was a long Scadaboo distraction there. Brock Purdy practicing.
He better.
Well, that's dumb. That's stupid. This isn't news. He practiced all last week. Oh, I expect him to practice.
It was like third string peripheral snaps.
Sure,
it wasn't like good snaps.
But to say I expect him to practice is like, yeah, he practiced.
Well, look,
last week.
What if he said I
expect him to play?
I think it's important to report it because Mac Jones is hurt, and we need to know if one of those two guys is back.
Thursday.
Oh, speaking of...
no, they don't.
No, I was thinking of the Cardinals and Seahawks.
Speaking of Mac Jones, you had mentioned that comment about Mac Jones saying like, oh, he had a good throw. I didn't understand what you meant when you talked about
he didn't give any credit to the defender, and he's just like, the guy didn't. It's not like he did anything good.
I couldn't believe the quote when I watched it.
Oh, did you watch it?
I thought he was like, when you said it, I thought he was being tongue-in-cheek, like, that was all me. He was legitimately saying, what did he do? What, he caught a perfect pass? Like he did, okay, I'm happy for him. He caught it. What? Mac Jones. This is, first of all, the dude made an awesome catch. You put it on his neck, which is a catchable ball. That's great, but that was a cool catch. Give him no credit, and then that guy's got something wrong.
And then he's like, but I did rip it.
Oh,
like,
man.
Oh, cool, you ripped it. Go back to the backup. All right, Nick Bosa. The next player siphoned by Christian McCaffrey.
Really?
Adam Schefter reporting Nick Bosa ACL tear out for the season. Second time he's torn his ACL.
What do you do if you're the Niners? You're undefeated, right? You're 3-0. You have the easiest schedule in the entire league. You should be set up to make a run, but your team is gone. Like, you have no players.
You keep fighting till you get some back. And
Demarcus Robinson is back.
Yes, Demarcus Robinson, wide receiver, who will matter.
Oh, he will. He
absolutely will, because Juwan Jennings has been hurt, and Robinson is a good receiver and was looking good in the preseason. He returns from his suspension this week, as does Jordan Addison. And we have Jaden Daniels still day-to-day. We'll wait to hear from the Commanders. I hope he's playing.
Samesies.
CeeDee Lamb could miss 3 to 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. The reports were all over the place. It was like, we're going to take 10 to 14 days to figure out whether it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That was the first report. It was like, we're going to take some time.
I dug in as much as I could to just see what the latest information is, because then Jerry Jones was coming out saying he could go on IR.
Yeah, Jerry Jones also said I think he's probably going to play this weekend.
Well, CeeDee Lamb said, I think I could play this week, whatever.
It's nonsense.
The most recent, I believe, accurate estimation is that he's going to miss the next 2 weeks, and then they will take it week by week from there. They didn't put him on IR. Usually an injury like this misses 3 weeks, so that's my expectation. Like the way that I'm playing CeeDee Lamb right now, and I've got him in too many places, unfortunately, he's going to miss 3 weeks, and then he should come back against the Washington Commanders in Week 7. That's just my assumption, and we'll adapt as new information comes to light.
Mike Evans is going to miss multiple weeks because of a hamstring injury suffered in the Jets game. They're reporting it's not as bad as the one that caused him to miss 3 weeks last time, but we'll see.
But he's going to miss 3 weeks.
Jatavian Sanders, high ankle sprain, missing multiple weeks. Zach Charbonnet, full participant in the first estimated practice report, so he should be back.
Enough of the bad news, man.
I also want to let you know that Titans head coach Brian Callahan has relinquished his play calling job to their quarterback coach. So,
So what's he going to be doing?
Head coaching, man. Timeouts.
Also, the Falcons
challenges.
The Falcons,
all the good stuff.
Well, they fired their wide receiver coach,
who was definitely the problem.
He was definitely the problem. Well, no. There was another problem. OC was up in the booth. We got to bring him down to the field.
Then he can see the flats.
He's not seeing what's going on well enough. But what's better? Genuine question, okay? Because you have two exact opposite approaches here. You have the Arizona Cardinals and the Falcons. Both teams not able to pass the ball right now, and they look really inept in the passing game. One team fired the coach, moves the offensive coordinator down, trying to make some moves. The other is literally coming out. The Cardinals, John Gannon is coming out and saying Drew Petzing called the best game of the season. He has no problem with anything going on. He thinks it's basically ideal. Just everything's perfect. Which is the better approach to build up like confidence in your coaching staff?
At least you can make the comments like Marvin Harrison cost the Cardinals a ton of passing yardage.
Yes,
literally, possibly 150 yards in total receiving yards. So those two plays happen. At least I can make the like Arizona probably wins the game, and they score a bunch of points, and they have a bunch of yards. So at least I was way. I trust me. I hate the Cardinals. I hate them. I stared into the camera and told you yesterday I hate them. But it wasn't as bad as what I saw in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's offensive passing game the last 2 weeks, like you're going to get to the point where Kirk Cousins is your starter. Legitimately, if you want to salvage your season, if Michael Penix doesn't turn it around, I think that's possible. It was that bad, 30-0.
That's pretty bad.
I mean, right now, look, Drake London is a trade away for me. He was last week. He is this week. I would not, if I could go trade Drake London for whatever, Amari and Hampton or somebody in that category, heck yeah.
You're bailing out.
I'm bailing out on Drake London. I'm not that he's going to be nothing, but you didn't draft him to be a wide receiver 2.
Right.
That's what he is. I don't see that turning around personally, but there's a lot of silence around me, so I'm getting the impression that maybe you do.
I'm choking.
I don't see
currently.
him as you're currently choking.
Yes.
Probably from watching some of that film. I would be throwing up.
That and phlegm.
The problems we have seen are legitimate and real. I mean, obviously, hopefully they're making changes, but Penix has looked really, really bad. And so if he is not the guy, like, I had big hopes for Drake London and for the Falcons passing game, and that all hinges on does Penix have it? Because we haven't seen enough film. 3
we're
weeks,
at 6 games, right?
Yeah, and 3 weeks at the end of last year against 3 of the worst defenses out there.
Mm-hmm.
He's looked really bad so far.
They won a game, and this is a little bit of the Arizona story too. Atlanta won a game 22-6. In that game, Michael Penix was the 32nd ranked fantasy quarterback in a game they won 22-6. The Falcons winning ball games does not need to involve 300 yards passing. It involves Bijan. And so that's the place where, like, I don't want Kyle Pitts right now. We have a waiver show today.
Is Kyle Pitts on it for you?
Is he what?
You were like, I don't want Kyle Pitts. We have a waiver show. So I was like, is Kyle Pitts a pickup for you?
No.
It's just a dumb joke, man.
I don't.
Moving on.
I still don't get it.
I'm more on Andy's side here.
I still don't know what the joke is, but yeah, look, I would be trying to move on from Kyle Pitts because I don't think the
yes!
Breaking news.
Now hold on. Hit the lights. This one. No, I need lights for this. Woo, baby.
Go ahead, Mike. You got to break the news.
Quarterback change for the New York Giants. Jackson Dart will be starting on Sunday versus the Chargers. New York
Unlimited
Giants.
Diarrhea is flushed.
Giants fans, I'm so happy for you. Oh, my gosh.
It's legitimately fun.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Scatterboo,
It's fun
Dart,
now.
Neighbors, Carter. 0-3.
Do you think this is actually good for Malik Neighbors?
Yes.
I believe so. Longer term. It may not. It might take a couple weeks, honestly, but it was you were headed to a dark, dark place.
I mean, Neighbors, Russ throws it deep, right?
Yes.
2 of Neighbors' 3 games have been bad.
Exactly.
So is it really better for him? It's better if you start to create a future of consistency. Whether that's intermittent explosions, I would think it's better to have a path towards consistency.
Yep. No, you got to do it.
They also got Andrew Thomas back, who dominated this past week.
Yeah, I think it was. Was it like
Jackson
both?
Dart can run the football?
I thought I saw a stat of both tackles did not allow a QB pressure,
which makes Russell Wilson's
exactly
self-decapitation so terrible.
Exactly. Also, I mean, I'm excited. Jackson Dart looked like a dog in preseason, but if you're going to wear your eye black like that, you better be a dog right away.
All right, we'll find out. And we're one step closer to Jameis Winston.
Oh, now there we get excited. It's a good question though. Like,
there's no chance for Jameis to start though unless there was an injury, so I don't really want to root for that. But it'll be Jackson Dart. And
but the question is, if Dart were to go down to injury, do they go back to Russ, or do they go?
Probably stupidly, yes.
That would be
unless Russ, which I recommend, requests his release. If Russ wants to go and request a release, that would be the best for everybody.
Yeah. What team do you want to go to, Russ? None. None. Just let me
No,
rest.
I didn't say what team wants you.
All right, well, we got that news into the news and notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We are going to take a break, and then it's waiver wire time, and we'll see if Jackson Dart makes it.
This episode is brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. This season, make sure to subscribe to NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, where you will get every game, every Sunday, all in one place. NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV gives you everything you need to win Sunday. Watch up to 4 games at once with multi-view, or follow your fantasy team and watch the game on one screen. You can even catch up to live with key plays. Now, get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel at any time. Go to youtube.com/fantasyfootballers to sign up today. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games. Base plan required. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season only. Your membership for the following month can be canceled anytime before your renewal date. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Commercial use excluded. No refunds.
The Waiver Wire, presented by Walmart.
All righty, by the way, the bye weeks are coming. Week 5. Oh, we're not quite there yet, but we're a week away. Bears, Falcons, Packers, Steelers for week 5.
I would say it's coming because next week you'll say they're here.
Yeah. This would be the only time in which they are coming.
Yes.
Okay. No, I accept. So make your plans. That's something to factor in.
They weren't like, hey, the British are here. It's like, no, the British are coming because they're not here yet.
Right. Yeah, and so
But you got to be scared.
The bye weeks are offshore.
Yes.
A little way.
Yes.
And they're going to make it to shore.
And we got to put the lanterns up.
Okay. Yeah, this is
just some Revolutionary War jokes for everyone.
Perfect parallel. Let's start with the running back position, the big, huge must-add if he's there, but he's not there in every league. Trey Benson, of course. James Conner out for the season with the ankle injury, surgery required. If we didn't report that, it's been confirmed. And Trey Benson will be taking over in Arizona. Trey Benson, a very capable young running back who is already looking pretty good to start the year. I mean, in the first week of the season, he was 8.6 a carry, had a 52-yard run, 4.7 the next week. Last week, 10 opportunities on the ground, 4.2 a carry. Like,
Trey Benson reminds me of not in necessarily play style exactly like of Kenneth Walker, but he's the type where he'll look like he has some bad vision and get stuffed a lot, but if you give him enough opportunities, he can break a long play. He has that explosive athleticism, so he hasn't had a lot of volume because he's been behind James Conner. Going forward, if he is getting a lot of volume every game, it'll be common and frequent for him to have big fantasy outputs, and it'll be a rest of the season lead role. So he's not available in any league I play in. But if he was, you're dropping at least, probably 60% of your
that's the
SAB.
question is how aggressive.
I'd be at 65 to 80 on Trey Benson. Running backs have been like, for some reason, I don't know if it's just distribution in the leagues that I'm in. I don't know if it's common from the leagues that you guys are in. They're very hard to find right now because, you've had letdowns at the top. You've had the Chase Browns of the world that people don't feel comfortable starting. Running backs are hard to come by. They are a premium to me on the fab world.
Would you aggressively trade for Trey Benson?
I don't know if someone will let him go. I mean, I would rather have Benson than Bill. I mean, I made that offer this morning. It'll get turned down, but the straight up Krosky versus Benson, I'd rather have Benson.
For sure.
So other names to mention near the 60% range, Bashal Tutin's still out there, still scored again. He's a good player.
Yeah, he looks good, and he's involved.
And it seems like, I mean, not that ETN ended up putting a good game together, but ETN is also the kind of guy that a coach is willing to give up on.
Yeah, he is.
He's not their guy.
This is who I traded for.
If he struggled, they would turn the page a little bit.
And he only ran for 3.5 so far. If you look at his yards per carry, week 1 8.9, week 2 5.1, week 3 3.5. I fully expect like a 2-yard per carry game coming.
Amari DeMarcado will be the secondary and pass catching option for Arizona. Keep that in mind if you are in a deeper league and you need a spot start. I mean, there's a lot of players I'd probably start DeMarcado over with how Arizona has a propensity to not use wide receivers. So, I'd play him over Braylon Allen. I'd play him over Gainwell. Okay. I'd play him over Miles Sanders. Like if you were in that category, Kareem Hunt, that would be close. But if you're full PPR, I'm telling you, like DeMarcado's had games.
Sure.
He's had games in the past. So other running backs that you guys are looking at?
I think Ollie Gordon is a very interesting name because he's got the combination of I think he's good, which is rare for most of these names. Like, you could bring up Chris Rodriguez Jr., who got the start ahead of Bill, had involvement, had, double-digit carries. I don't think he's that good. I actually think Ollie Gordon is a good player. He's a rookie running back for the Miami Dolphins, and he was involved early in the game last week. He ended up only playing 25% of the snaps, but early in the game, it seemed like he was a real big part of the game plan. The first drive, he had carries. He had a couple good carries. He had a touchdown, and he's a rookie, so he's going to get more and more involved, and it does seem like the Dolphins need more weapons. It can't just be Achane. So Ollie Gordon is probably one of the guys I'm most interested in.
Mike, where are you with the Chris Rodriguez Commander situation and the Woody Marks situation where they're 0-3, right. The Houston offense looks atrocious, but Nick Chubb is not bringing anything special to the offense.
Man, that's a fair, difficult question. Of Rodriguez will be capped. He looked pretty good, but he will be capped. It's going to be 3 running backs in Washington.
You'd rather have Bill than both of the other guys?
I would at this point, but that's not saying like I'm clamoring for Bill. So if I need production immediately, I guess Chris Rodriguez could give 11 carries. He started the game with 2 drives. We don't know if that's a forever moving forward. Was that a, hey man, sorry you've been inactive the last couple of weeks. We're going to give you some opportunities. But Woody Marks could be a boat. Like he's that type of a player. He has juice, and the guy in front of him does not.
Where are you with Kareem Hunt and his startability right now? He's only 42% rostered. Everybody rosters Pacheco. Pacheco's unplayable. Kareem Hunt, nobody wants any bit of, but he scored last week.
Man, I don't think I want either. If I had to start one of them, I would certainly start Kareem Hunt over Pacheco because passing work and goal line work are there. It just seems like that backfield is so split. It's funny because if you had to start someone this week, you'd probably start Kareem Hunt over a Woody Marks. But Woody Marks is, I think,
on the way.
He's on the way. Look at what has happened with Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is playing 50% of the snaps, and then Woody Marks, a rookie, started, week 1, he was not very involved. He was, Damian Pierce was active back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I remember when.
Back in the day. And 3 weeks ago.
Woody Marks went from 11% of snaps up to 27% of snaps. This last week up to 48% of the snaps, while they've said, okay, Damian Pierce, you're not active. We're going to get this player more involved. He had 8 opportunities, so I just feel like it's coming, and Chubb doesn't have
Unfortunately, the offensive line will not be improving.
That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. By the way, a quick detour here because people like to know what's going on in our leagues. We have a 17-team chop league.
Oh, this is a good detour.
And I just want to look to Deucer's Alley here. Now, there's only 3 weeks into the season. There's 17 teams.
Right.
There's a lot of different teams that could get chopped. Raise your hand in Deucer's Alley here if you have been chopped from that league already.
Yeah. Oh, there's a hand. Oh, there's a second hand.
So
what's funny is the only other guy I think we've ever had back here in Deucer's Alley, Raiden. I think he sat in a time or two.
Yeah, Baby Jake.
Baby Jake
also chopped.
Was the first chop. So he was like the lowest of the Deucers chopped. Then the second lowest of the Deucers got chopped next in the Falcon. Then the next lowest of the Deucers got chopped in Papa Josh. Owl,
I'm not going anywhere.
You gone this week.
It's the seating chart from Final Destination.
Right.
It's working its way through.
And if you're not familiar with a guillotine or a chopped league, lowest score of the week, you're done. And there's 1,000 fab in this league. How much fab did you have when you got cut, Josh?
All of it.
Yeah,
Nice.
what about you, Falcon?
All of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, good work. All right. I had to bring that up because
look,
he's not in the league anymore, so we won't bring him up again.
They say you can't take it with you, but they are.
They are taking it with you when you die, yeah. Other names to mention, you're looking at more of the kind of like the Trey Benson situation is exactly why we tell you every week on the show to throw Blake Corum on your roster.
Yep.
Braylon Allen.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, I may not like watching Miles Sanders run the football, but if Javonte goes down, he's the guy.
Well, the Cowboys just lost another lineman, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That's right. That's worth bringing up. The Cowboys' offense is going to be struggling.
humongous trouble. They are the most delightful defense for any offense to play against. And frankly, yeah. I mean, my worry was the offensive line to begin with to start the season. That was what I thought would get in the way of the Cowboys doing enough.
And then they've lost two of them.
And CeeDee Lamb now. Like, this is...
It's going to be tough sledding.
It's turning into a tough season for them. So, would you drop Tyrone Tracy with the injury if you're moving towards some of these other guys?
Yeah, I would.
These are drop candidates. Isaiah Pacheco, would you let him go? I probably wouldn't.
If he was on waivers, we would be picking him up.
We would, but he's like a landmine.
He is. He's a landmine, but I don't think people are going to start him right now. He is a stash.
And you're done with Dylan Sampson. That was a nice run for a week or two.
Oh, yeah. Good. See you later.
Yeah, I mean,
Jerome Ford is the third down running back. He'll be the guy in on the 2-minute drill, and otherwise it's
Judkins is legit. Yeah. He looks great.
Wide receivers, let's talk about them. Wide receiver pickups, wide receiver drop candidates, and again, you can use the Ultimate Dashboard to get a customized list of these guys relative to your league and who's available. Jordan Addison is back.
Yeah,
just check your league. Just peek. 81% rostered, been drafted, but you never know. But let's talk about the big signing of the week, I think. And when we started going through waivers at running back, because we each put our rankings together, I actually didn't have Trey Tucker at the top after the big week. I'm like, I'm not going to overreact. And then I moved him to the top this morning.
Of overall or just of
the wide receivers?
Okay, that's fine.
Of the wide, because I actually, you need to pay attention to what this offense is doing right now with Geno Smith, with the failures on the offensive line to run the football, with Brock Bowers and the knee injury. I was big on Dante Thornton. He hasn't materialized. And you had a first week where Tyquan Thornton was a top 24 wide receiver, and he's out there. This is the biggest part of it to me is, yes, you had the 8 for 145 and 3. He's out there all the time. He's out there 90% of snaps. So Tyquan Thornton, very explosive.
Trey Tucker?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Oh, man,
yes.
that was like...
Did I say that multiple times?
You did.
That's a horrible... This is a horrible podcast.
I was letting you go because I didn't know where we were heading up.
Stop me when I sound that dumb.
He did eventually.
Hey, stop.
Everything I said...
Trains can't. I love Michael Keaton.
Everything I said, find and replace. Anytime I said the wrong name with Trey Tucker. The whole point was Trey Tucker is on the field all the time.
You just love Tyquan Thornton so much.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's another name we'll bring up. But I do think Trey Tucker is actually valuable. I think he's important to talk about. Geno Smith can throw the ball deep. And I don't – Brock Bowers has been a disappointment so far.
Well, Brock Bowers was awesome, and then he hurt his knee and then has been not the same Brock Bowers. So I expect a couple more weeks of kind of mediocrity from Bowers as he works his way back to health, and then he'll just be – awesome Brock Bowers. Trey Tucker is a fine play. I don't think he is a great player despite his 145 and 3 touchdowns, but he's fine. Like you said, he's on the field all the time. This is a Raiders team that is probably going to have to throw more than they want. You know, they would love to give the ball to Ashton Genty and milk leads, but they're not going to have them as often as they want.
I mean, when I look at the other names, is there somebody that you actually want over Trey Tucker?
Yeah, for me, Torrey Horton is a player that I want. Torrey Horton is very talented. He's a rookie coming in for the Seattle Seahawks. This last week in your fantasy leagues, he probably didn't get as much value as he brought to the Seahawks because he had was it a punt
Special
or a
teams,
kickoff?
yeah.
I can't remember which. I think it was a punt return for a touchdown. But he's looked.
He also had a regular touchdown.
Yes, he had 2 touchdowns in the game, one that scored for you for fantasy. But he has really looked good. He's avoided tacklers. He has played the part, and I think he's a better when you talk about potential, what could they become? I don't think Trey Tucker can develop into something really special. By the end of the year, we're going, that guy broke out, and he is like a really, really special guy. Thornton still has a lot of room to grow, so it's just a matter of what you need. If I had to start one of them this week, I think the floor is higher.
He's doing it.
Oh, man.
What's going on? You did.
Torrey Horton. At least mine.
At least mine rhymes.
Mine sounds similar.
Mine made sense because I said Dante Thornton.
And Trey Tucker and Tyquan Thornton is 2 T's.
Who are we talking about?
I don't even know anymore. I'm going to jump in. Troy Franklin.
Dante Thornton.
Troy Franklin is someone that I'm still going after. The output was not what you had hoped after the week 2 sensation where he was the wide receiver 2, but he's out there. Like these other guys, Trey Tucker, I'm fine I'm chasing after Trey Tucker. I don't think he's a rando enough that you just completely dismiss it. And he's super speedy guy. Can he be the number 2 for a while for the Raiders? Where Torrey Horton's an exciting rookie, but you have 2 other established guys on that team. Denver, they're kind of the thing of the offseason was who will step up and be the number 2 guy. Marvin Mims was getting the snaps in the preseason. Those have evaporated. Franklin's the one who's getting the snaps. So he's the one I think I'm chasing the most of, and he may not even be the most expensive. So
he's number 1 on your wide receiver list?
I'll go verify that, but of the guys we've talked about so far.
And Horton's number 1 on your list, Jason?
Yes.
So IMAGN are still out there. Sterling Shepard will have a huge opportunity in Tampa Bay with the Evans injury, even if Godwin comes back. Sterling Shepard basically available in every single league. He's a perfect spot start. He's had 4 more targets in every game, and those should go up. And Baker's cooking. So, I mean, you have opportunities to, Philly's going to stop the run. Maybe Sterling Shepard is a little spot start option for your team that is the cheapest in the fab department. People may chase the 3 touchdowns of Trey Tucker.
Mm-hmm. They probably will.
He's number 1 on my list because I think it will sustain. He ran 37 routes last week, or actually he's averaging that per game. He's playing every snap. And Geno is a spot start, I know, for us this week.
Sure.
So he's number 1 on my list, but I'm not going to break the bank on him. You have to, and a lot of people might after chasing those numbers, whereas Shepard is rather free. Tyquan Thornton, legitimately talking about him this time.
Right.
He had 9 targets. He was 5 for 71 and a touchdown. He was so close to another touchdown on 2 separate plays, made a great catch. The week before, had a touchdown.
He might be the best pickup.
He's a
the
great
matchup against Baltimore, who has given up the most points in the league. Now, granted, the points that they gave up was against Buffalo and against the Lions, great offenses, but they're playing the Chiefs. How crazy is it that one of those 2 teams is going to be 1-3?
Yeah, that's fascinating.
One of them will be a 3-loss team into week 4, the Chiefs or the Ravens.
Now, are we saying the Chiefs are a good offense?
I was saying they've got a quarterback that can throw a ball to Thornton. You're not playing against someone
good offense
incapable.
Or a quarterback that can throw the ball to Thornton. Which one is it? A quarterback that can throw it to Thornton.
Man.
Look, he's the best weapon they have right now. Now, Worthy, is he going to be back soon?
Hopefully. But it's still one of those over-the-top type of players that the Ravens have given up. And if you want to talk a spot start from an over-the-top defense that lets you go long, I mean, it'll sound weird, but Dontavian Wicks is matching up perfectly against those
Dallas.
Cowboys. There was a play, if you didn't see the flea flicker from the Chicago Bears, and it was talked about afterwards that the coaching staff of the Bears kind of found that if you pull the the Cowboys in, you can beat them over the top. They just found that, and it was so true that DeAndre Swift did the worst flea flicker pass back of all time. He threw it 20 feet in the air.
He did a softball slow pitch.
Yeah, and it was like gave the defense tons of time to react. Still worked.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's why Matthew Golden is my start of the week this week.
Oh,
I mean,
whoa!
For those reasons,
it is not Thursday.
No, but it is.
No.
He is. You got to turn that down. He is. He's only 80% rostered. He's the same as Addison, so you need to glance. That's a drop it like it's hot. People let go of Golden. He had 7 opportunities last week in a week where the Browns were terrible. He is a must start to me this week.
Yes, perfect. Either one of them. Someone is getting a bomb touchdown in that game.
Yeah, I agree. Other names to throw out there: Luther Burden.
Yeah, that's the.
If you're gonna put like Horton on your bench, you can put Burden on your bench.
Yeah, he's the other kind of stash type of a name. It was only 3 targets. Obviously, he hit the big play, but with the way that the offseason went, it was destined to be a slow burn, a slow start here for Luther Burden. But
yeah, very limited snaps, so it's a stash.
But both him and we'll talk about Love when we get to tight ends. But like, what is DJ Moore in this offense?
Running back.
And because Rome seems to be just taking the wide receiver 1 position away from DJ Moore, despite what the bank accounts say. And I've kind of said all offseason of like Luther Burden would not surprise me if he ends up as the number 2 wide receiver. I don't know who the number 1 will be, but I think that Burden could just end up being that number 2 guy, especially if Ben Johnson starts figuring out, utilizing him in the slot and everything, Amon-Ra style. So I think Burden is a good stash at the end of the bench. While if other people are burning Fab to get, to chase Trey Tucker and Tyquan Thornton, then okay.
If you don't need a start.
Yeah, I'll just put Burden on the back of the bench and see what happens this week.
You go first.
Well, I was going to get to drop candidates. So if you have other players you want to mention,
mention
them first.
There's a couple of kind of injury situations. One is CeeDee Lamb is gone. So do either of you care about the other guys in Dallas that can
like
step
Turpin?
up? Yeah. Okay.
Spot start.
Moving from there, another deep one. Parker Washington had 11 targets. Diami Brown is injured in a PPR league. There's that. And then Christian Kirk, I don't know if we brought him up.
Kirk is worth bringing up. 8 targets and back for Houston, and they desperately needed him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's rostered in half of leagues. Drop candidate names are tough, man. They're tough ones. Josh Downs. It's been 3 Downs weeks for him, although the targets in week 2 was pretty good. Stephon Diggs, we see, like, Diggs is just, if he catches the ball,
there, man.
If he catches the ball, it's some underneath 8-yard route where he falls down afterwards. It's not explosive.
We have all the games on, all of the televisions are in the lobby, and I know Stephon Diggs is getting catches. You're just like, hey.
Have you seen one?
No.
Yeah.
They feel like the most inconsequential receptions
Diggs is
ever.
droppable.
Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley has 27 yards, 57 yards, 27 yards. New play caller. Io Manor is more valuable to me.
That's tough, man. 8 targets, 6 targets, 7 targets, and air yards. It's a really hard drop for me.
It is, but I think I would I'd plant a landmine.
Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter had good target numbers the first 2 weeks. Last week, just 2. You just talked about, like, Diami Brown's hurt. Parker Washington ended up with 11 targets.
I'm not dropping Hunter, but I am benching him.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We're very close to a drop,
yeah,
though.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break and come back with tight ends, defense, and our streaming quarterback options. Foot Clan, the season. Look, it's underway, Al. The season is underway. You got those rankings, those sleepers. You got the can't-miss picks. We've got it all laid out on the line. I don't know if you're ready for that, but the best fantasy team out there, we still need a backup because sometimes the starters, they don't show up. We know this. Wouldn't it be great if you could have the same peace of mind everywhere else? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options that you can count on for your home and for your auto. Want to customize that protection? Not a problem. You can build your coverage just like you build your fantasy team, making sure that you have the right players in every position and back up when you need it the most. And when life throws an audible like a fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Well, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Who do you go to in order to solve your life's problems? The group chat, oversharing with strangers? Maybe you don't have that perfect someone great with advice. That's where BetterHelp comes in. They've been around for over a decade, helped millions, and out of 1.7 million client reviews, they've got a 4.9 rating. BetterHelp has qualified and experienced counselors that meet localized standards for counselor vetting and care delivery. They do the initial matching work for you so that you can focus on your goals. A short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and your preferences, and you can switch to a different counselor at any time. Completely online, you can pause your subscription whenever you need to. BetterHelp is high-trust certified and complies with GDPR standards, which means they meet some of the highest global standards for data protection. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of experience. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/footballers. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/footballers.
All right, Jason, do you buy into Hunter Henry? We have Drake May finally at the helm, and this connection has been very good. Last week, 11 targets, 8 for 90 and 2. If you are Pitts or Njoku or, Kelsey, are you actively fab bidding on Hunter Henry?
I think Hunter Henry is someone that you can pick up. If you've got David Njoku, I'd rather roll out Hunter Henry right now. I'm not spending up on Hunter Henry, chasing an incredible game, 2 touchdowns, tons of targets. Hunter Henry has done this plenty of times. We know that Hunter Henry can go out there and get 10 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown or 2. This isn't the first or the second or the third time he's done it, and then he'll go away. And
it seems like Diggs, though, and and Douglas. Diggs and Douglas are invisible, so I just wondered if maybe the offense is different for Drake May.
It is possible that it runs through Hunter Henry, but really what we've seen, and we don't like this for fantasy that much, but Drake May has spread the ball around a lot, which is usually unfortunate for, you want the consolidation of targets. So Hunter Henry is fully capable. You could chase this 8 targets week 1, 11 targets week 3. But I do, I don't think he's going to be a consistent 8 target
Mark Andrews
every week.
Or Hunter Henry?
I would take Hunter Henry.
Okay.
Isaiah Likely is going to come back. I just mentioned it earlier. Isaiah Likely is a pickup for me. I think that they will utilize him in the passing game more. I know Mark Andrews had a humongous game this last week. Zay Flowers was taken out of the equation, and Mark Andrews was the beneficiary. But up to that point this season, we've seen Mark Andrews really utilized as a blocker more than as a field stretcher, and they haven't had Likely.
Yeah, I'm prioritizing Henry. Cade Otton is to be paid attention to, but it's hard when he's
Cade Otton.
I mean, he had a goose in week 3.
I feel like Cade Otton is a fine pickup.
Yeah.
I really do. They will have to throw it around. Baker spreads the ball around a lot as well. Ibuka can't catch, he can't get 100% of the targets.
I mean, we had
He's just been so bad so far this year. It freaks me out. I mean, you're right. We're talking about Sterling Shepard, so we should be talking about Cade Otton.
He is, yes, Kyle, he is the Charles Clay type of a player. This is a Mr. Necessary. You had a run last year of 4 straight weeks of a top 12 performance, tied in 12, 4, 2, 3.
I wonder if he's not healthy.
That's
because he was banged up and hurt, and then playing
the way that he
gets
every catch, he just gets exploded.
Destroyed.
So it's very possible he is hurt. The optimism I would have for him, if you're going to dive into that pool, is now the game plan will be different.
Exactly.
Like they weren't planning for Mike Evans to strain his hamstring. Now we have to build it around the guys we have, and Cade Otton should see 5+ targets.
Cade Otton's playing 90% of the snaps too, so that's what you want. You want a guy that's on the field actually running routes.
And if you want somebody that has not been rostered by anybody but could be their starting tight end next week if Will Disley misses more time,
sure.
Had 7 targets, 5 for 46. Oronde Gadsden, for the Chargers.
The great Gadsden.
Okay, thank you.
I like it.
Yeah? All right.
He's got to do something.
It's a tough name.
He did. He's top 5 for 46.
Gadsden.
Gadsden.
Too many D's in there.
Yeah, I feel like when you said it, you threw a T in there.
Gadsden? You thought I said
Gadsden.
Gat? No, like a gat.
Gadsden.
Gadsby.
Like you hit the first D and the second D was a T. Gadsden.
Oh, okay.
It's Gadsden.
All right, thanks. We'll leave it to
Gadsden.
Defensive options this week.
I want to throw out real quick. This might be a longer term situation, and he somehow is still rostered a ton. But Colston Loveland, he played 5.
He's hurt though.
No, I know, but they're saying
right.
It's not a big deal. So this is just more of a be aware of. He ran 5 routes, and per fantasy points,
5.
He ran 5 routes before he got hurt, and per fantasy points, he had 3 first read targets on those 5 routes. So like that. On paper, that looked like a game where they're like, hey, we're going to get Burden, and we're going to get Loveland. We're going to get them going. So just paying attention to it.
Defensive options this week. Who do you like?
The defenses, so you got the Chargers going up against now what will be a first start for Jackson Dart. I think those are always good, although I prefer the second start once you get a little bit of film on them. The Detroit Lions, who just shut down the Baltimore Ravens.
And they're a double up.
They're going to be at home against Cleveland, which they will throw picks. They will take sacks. That's a great matchup. And you're saying it's a double up because the following week they're going to go on the road to Cincinnati and play against Jake Browning. Those are my 2 favorites.
Might be a triple up. Kansas City Chiefs stink.
Minnesota was unbelievable last week, and they're facing Pittsburgh this week. It is on the road, but Pittsburgh, that offense does not look very good.
No.
I would pay up for the Texans as well. Going against Tennessee this week, sometimes you just need to do a 1 week, like pay $3 or $4 fab dollars to make sure you get a guy. Because if you end up scoring 6 more points at your defensive position, that could be the difference between a win and a loss.
Do you prefer the Houston Texans against Cam Ward or the Washington Commanders on the road against Michael Penix?
The Texans. I think the Texans' defense is really, really good. It's going to be a struggle bus for Cam Ward this week.
The Patriots are great, too. I mean, they're at home against Carolina. Bryce Young on the road, that's been a recipe for success for defenses, and the Commanders that you just mentioned. All the waiver wire rankings, including the defenses, on the website at thefantasyfootballers.com. Streaming quarterbacks in a moment here. That was this week's Waiver Wire presented by Walmart. Who knew you can get what you need in as fast as an hour? Get free delivery on your first express delivery order with the code EXPRESS. Valid for first express delivery order, $50 minimum, subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
Full stream ahead.
All right, if you are in dire straits at quarterback, you need a streaming option for this week. Who's it going to be?
I'll kick us off because my game is first. It is on Thursday night. Samuel Darnold. Here we are. Was Sam Darnold the reason the Vikings were good? It's starting to look more and more like that is the case. Week 1 was brutal for Darnold, but then the next 2 weeks, he has been really strong for fantasy, and that includes QB 11 last week where he played just a portion of the game. They are being very aggressive going down the field, especially with JSN in this breakout that is happening. He ranks top 10 in pass success rate, completion percentage, yards per attempt, and sack rate. And on top of that, gets to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who are just not very good.
I'm going to go next with Geno Smith. If you believe in Trey Tucker as a pickup, a.k.a. Dante Thornton, then
a.k.a. Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah, I mean, all the Thorntons. Let's throw Besh in there. His name is also Thornton. Geno Smith, he was the quarterback 4 last week.
Doesn't play football.
2 of his 3 games, he has been at 10 or more yards per pass attempt. That is only Lamar and Geno have done that. For context, that's as many games of 10 plus yards per pass attempt as Justin Herbert has for his entire career. So he's chucking it. He is slinging it. And Chicago's pass defense has not been very good. Their star cornerback, Jalen Johnson, just got surgery, so he will be out. He's not out for the season, but he's gone for a while. A big over-under, 47.5. It's indoors. A lot of things I look for. I think Geno Smith is kind of a pick-up and play.
And I want to remind people, Justin Fields could be a very good start this week if he's back off the concussion protocol. He does get extra time with the Monday Night Football game facing Miami. Miami's 25th against quarterbacks, dead last in play success rate and expected points per play. It's a really good matchup, and Justin Fields has the legs. So if he's back from the concussion, which I don't know if we'll get word on that before Thursday, but just pay attention to that because I think he would be a streaming candidate. He had a great week 1, a dud of a week 2 with the concussion, but definitely an option.
Yeah, no, I'd go right back to Fields if I had him. You get Miami, and then you get Dallas the next week for Justin Fields.
Speaking of Dallas, people want to know if they can drop Dak.
Man.
So here's what you can't do. You can't play Dak. Okay, so Dak.
So then you got to roster 2.
Exactly. I have this situation in a lot of places where I have him. I have the stack, and because of that, I am waiting. I'm going to roster Dak. But what you have to do is you have to look at, do you have enough bench space to actually roster 2? If you don't, then you have to move on from Dak and cut him. But you should not be starting Dak right now. His schedule is brutal, and he doesn't have CeeDee Lamb, and he doesn't have a strong offensive line for a couple more weeks.
On tomorrow's episode, we'll talk some trades. We'll get into the Thursday night preview, and then Thursday, Friday, the matchup starts of the week. The fantasy face-off and the Wheel of Shame returns again on Friday.
Whee! Woo!
So that'll be the rest of the week. So thank you for joining us. Check out jointhefoot.com for the community and the Discord channel and the Ultimate Dashboard, and we'll be back for another episode tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.